Afro-Azania Media TV. My name is Kenda Malike, and today we have on this platform Maseho Kwenamori. Welcome to the platform.
Thank you, Glenda. Good day, viewers at home.
Today we will be talking about many things about Maseho because wow, is she some force to be reckoned with. She has written 4 whole books and is planning on writing more. So today, let us find out more. So, tell us, how is it that you have chosen this path of becoming an author?
You know, being an author for me, it was by chance.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, besides, I always wanted to write, but I didn't want to write personal stories.
Yes.
I wanted to write something well-researched. When I was growing up, I always imagined myself as a professor or, a doctor. So, but then life happens. And I just found myself one day said, you know what? Let me write my life story. It might inspire somebody. Somebody needs that out there since,
Right.
well, I've overcame what I've passed through.
Wow. Okay, so now going to these 4 books, you've got one titled Who is a Witch, which comes in 2 languages. What inspired this title?
When I grew up, in our culture, people are always being called witches.
Yeah.
So I want to know who's the witch.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a memo. It's a journey of someone.
Right.
So it's explaining. So you as a reader, you will ask yourself question. You'll find the witch yourself. I can't tell you who's the witch.
Right.
The events will tell you that maybe this one might be a witch, but I don't really believe in this witch thing.
Right.
I believe it's all in the mind. So that's why I'm saying who's the witch, because you look at it and
Oh, we're skeptical, are we? So, what is it that brings or generates more ideas to you in order to get the pen to the paper?
remember, all my books are written from the heart. It's not a story that is fetched somewhere else.
Right.
This is my story. This is my journey.
Right.
So it's very easy for me to sit and write. And it doesn't take me long. I mean, my first book, it took me 3 weeks to write.
Titled?
Bands Don't Break. And because it's easy, I'm writing like my life journey.
Right.
And then my second book, Reason Not to Fall, it was during COVID. Immediately when they said lockdown, I sit on my bed, I took my laptop and start typing. It also took me 3 weeks to finish the book. Because I was writing from my heart. I don't have to generate ideas from anywhere else. This is me pouring my heart on the paper.
Oh wow, that is very interesting, Maseho. But when you write, us as individuals, we have this block that would usually come, and we would spend months not writing because of this block. How do you overcome that?
I guess everyone is different. As I'm saying to you, this was my life journey.
Yeah.
For me, it was therapeutic. So I was healing myself while typing. So there was no mental block because I had to pour out all my frustration, the heart, so there wasn't a block at all.
So why should we bend and not break?
Because life on its own got its challenges. Everyone is going through struggles.
Right.
So as long as you are alive, there is hope. You must never give up. So just bend. Like, a palm tree.
Yes.
During storms, it goes all the way down.
I
And
can
then
see.
when it stops, it comes back. So that's why we should just bend and don't break.
That's a very interesting title and very inspiring, Maseho.
Thank you.
So, what books actually inspired you?
When I grew up, I used to read lots of personal stories, people's stories. I mean, I read opera stories. I read a lot of people, even like people in the local.
Yeah.
I used to read their stories, and I realized that you know, people heal from something they relate, you know.
Right.
So I said, but my story as well, it can heal someone.
It's something that is relatable
It's
to everybody.
something that is relatable to
Right.
everybody. I mean, and for other people that knows me, they're like, oh, you've passed through this. Unbelievable. And you still like this.
They are amazed
You know,
at
yeah.
the strength that you have.
Yes, and the strength that I have. And you know, even when I meet people, they're like, hey, you are a strong woman. But for me, because I've read other people's stories,
Right.
horrible stories, I feel my story is not that horrible. But I felt one soul will be saved from my story.
That's very interesting, Masao. It's actually very inspiring to the viewers. So there are so many of us, including myself, that have been wanting to write for a very long time, and people get stuck with the titles, the technical side of writing. How does one actually get into that thing where we actually take the heart and we put it on paper?
You know, technology has made life very easy. I always tell people there's this Google Doc.
Right.
You know, speak your book, speak your story.
Right.
It will type for you. And then once it has typed everything, like, you know, what you wanted to say, that's when you'll come back and start, you know, the technical part, restructuring, how you want your chapters to do. But at least everything will be on a manuscript.
So are those like one of the first steps that we must take, or the viewers can take, so that they can also have their own very titles?
Yes.
Because they were inspired by Maseho.
Yes. Just Google Doc, speak your book. If you can't type like me, I love typing,
Right.
I love writing.
Uh-huh.
But if you can't sit down and type, Google your book while you're driving, hey, whatever, then it will type the book, and then you get a manuscript, and then you sit. And there are also people that can help you in terms of editing, in terms of getting it the way you want.
Right.
You know, it doesn't always have to be like me where I did everything myself. There are people that can assist you once you've got your manuscript out there.
So now, growing up, because I can see in one of the chapters that you've written on bend, not break, I see that it's actually talking about your life journey and how you actually came to be the Maseho that we now all know. Can you please tell us a little bit more about that?
I grew up in the village. When I was 10 years old, my mother passed on, and then I had to move to come and stay with my father in the city when he was a businessman. And because he was a businessman and he had money, you know, I always been fascinated with beautiful things. So I used to buy magazines, you know, read a lot of this beautiful things about people. So my life became interesting. I did modeling. When I was the only black girl in 1992 doing modeling in Flagstop, yes.
Wow.
So it was very, very interesting when I grew up. But as I said to you, later on when I moved to Johannesburg to study, things decided to go the rough way. And because I loved money, I started gambling.
Yeah.
I saw people winning, and I was like, wow, life can be so easy. You just go there and get 1 million and life become easier, you know. Yeah, and that thing, you know, it changes my life because I started doing stupid things. They're unbelievable, you know. I mean, I wanted to be a chartered accountant at the age of 25. But because of this gambling thing, you know, now I will stop going to the lectures, sitting there, the gambling, you know, and wasting all my money.
The money is there.
Yeah,
It's staring at you.
the money is staring at me, yeah. And I did so many unspeakable things, and yeah, but it's all in the book.
So I would say, because you've got these books, it's Bend, Don't Break. It's Who is a Witch, and Reason, Not For. As we've all seen, where exactly can we find these books?
You can find them. There's a lady called Nzanzi Authors. She's
Zanzi
Mzansi
Authors.
Authors, yeah, she's selling my books.
Mm-hmm.
But I also sell it whenever somebody, I also got copies. Yeah.
When
I'm
are
there
we?
on Facebook as Matshoko Namore.
And
Yeah. 2 accounts, Matshoko Namore.
oh, you know what? I think that we should definitely take Maseho Kwenamore out because this is something to be reckoned with. I remember actually coming across this book as I was in Johannesburg, and I knew this book from a very, very famous business coach who, for technical reasons, I cannot mention right now, but this is so interesting. And by the time I read it, I went through a couple of pages. I just have to be honest, you know, and it caught my eye. The tone that you use, the depth that you actually go into, you know, it speaks to the soul. But it's one book that I would always, always, always pass down from generation to generation. Right.
Thank you.
So, you know what, Maseho, thank you so much for coming to our platform today. I believe that the viewers know so much already and they are running to the stores. If I were you, I would go and get these books today.
Thank you, Linda.